You guys always reminisce, and that's probably the thing I love most about the shows when you guys talk about old stuff when you were kids.
I'm a kid at heart, man. I'm a full-grown man boy, and it's a blessing and a curse because my childhood was so great, and when I look back, I'm filled with lots of love and joy. But at the same time, it's like I said, blessing because it made you, and you look back fondly, but it feels like yesterday, really, and it's so long ago, and not a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah. One of the things you guys mentioned, Masters of the Universe, the toys, you guys, both you and Rich had them when you were kids. You were really into them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite toy. When I was a kid, 1983, I think I was in kindergarten. Man, I just loved these. I had them all up to maybe 85 or 86. So I want to know, what are Steve Covino's top 5 favorite Masters of the Universe toys?
It's great that you asked this because, we talk about the songs that made us, and it's just like that Netflix show, The Toys That Made Us.
Yeah, I love it.
I remember being on the phone with my best friend in 3rd grade. His name was Jay, and he moved to Florida when we were kids. But I remember being on the phone with him like, yo, it's ready to start, man. He-Man. The show's ready to start, and you see He-Man, and you get all fired up about it. And I was so into the toys. I was way into like Star Wars figures, and then when He-Man came around, it hit me right in the wheelhouse, and that was my thing. And I loved all of them, dude. But if I were to pick my top 5, it's so tough. I don't have them in an order. So I'll just throw it out there, my top 5 that come to mind right now. Again, a lot of the villains were always the coolest. Like, who the hell liked Prince Adam? Like He-Man was cool, but like no one likes the good guys were kind of corny. Man-at-Arms was kind of cool, but he had a mustache in the cartoon and no mustache on the toy. That always threw me off. So I gravitated toward a lot of the bad guys because they were cooler toys. Beastman was super cool in my mind growing up. Yeah. Trapjaw, he's an OG. Like, he was definitely one of the OGs along with Beastman. I thought he was super cool because he had all those little weapons and different arm components, and his jaw moved and everything. He was cooler than the average toy because he actually sort of did a little something.
He had that thing in his head where you could put like a string through his helmet.
Yeah. Like any toy that did a little something extra, I definitely liked a little more. Trapjaw for sure. So Beastman, Trapjaw, again, toys that did something. Like that Fisto guy, I liked him, but he's not top 5. Jitsu would be my guy because he looked more like me.
Yeah.
And he had that gold chopping hand. Do you remember that guy?
Jitsu and Fisto, they both were kind of like the same guy. They both had that karate chop, and they both had either a gold or a silver glove or a fist.
Yeah.
So they were very similar.
But Fisto had a silver fist, and he was like a white guy with a beard. And Jitsu was like some sort of, like Asian-looking samurai guy with a gold chopping hand. And I thought he was pretty cool. I don't even know where he fell into the universe, but I just liked his toy.
Yeah, he was on the cartoon a couple times in the 2nd season. He was rarely on there. Yeah, he wasn't on there very much.
Let's see. So Beastman, Trapjaw, Jitsu. I liked a very random guy. Again, I don't know where he fell into this world. His name is Cobra Khan.
Yeah.
But for years I called this guy Misto, and I'm not even sure why. I got Mossman and Cobra Khan, I think, around the same time. But Cobra Khan was this ripped sort of snake dude whose head would come off, and you put water in it, and he would spray a mist.
You pushed his head down, and it sprayed out like a fine mist. It was awesome.
So, yeah, Cobra Khan was dope, but was he a good guy or bad guy? I have no idea.
He was a bad guy. He was a bad guy, yep.
That's why I like the bad guys. The good guys are always lame. See, Beastman, Trapjaw, Jitsu, Cobra Khan. My number 5 is a guy who is not even part of the He-Man world. He's part of the She-Ra world. And they all sort of crossed over. I know that.
Yeah.
But I didn't get into She-Ra. Even though I definitely got some sweatpant boners, with my Evil Lynn and my She-Ra toys, I was definitely into the bad guy. What were they called? The Evil Horde or something like that?
Yeah, the Evil Horde, yep.
The Evil Horde were the bad guys of the She-Ra cartoon. I didn't give a shit about the good people in the She-Ra cartoon, but I liked the bad guys. And there was a guy, he was a furry brown guy, like his name was like Grizz something, Grizzlor?
Grizzlor.
Grizzlor.
Yeah.
Grizzlor was like the equivalent to Beastman, but on the She-Ra cartoon. And he was like this furry, like beast sort of guy. He was like one of the bogeymen from March of the Wooden Soldiers. He was one of my favorite guys because he was furry and shit. Like when you think about your toys growing up, some of them were cheaply made and some of them were dope. And that guy Grizzlor was sort of dope. He was furry. He looked different. He wasn't of the same mold as everybody else. And then there was guys like a Ram Man who were like cheap plastic pieces of shit. And I remember like certain toys I got at the toy store, and then Ram Man I got at the supermarket, and he was like a cheap piece of plastic. You know who I liked? I'm gonna give honorable mention too, because that's my top 5. Honorable mention, I loved Skeletor, dude. And I loved the Skeletor. I don't know what version he was, but the one that you punched him and his chest plate would switch.
Yep, that was the second version.
Yeah, I loved Skeletor. I still think he's, bound for a killer comeback because he was a great villain and a great character. But I shout out to Skeletor because I did love him. And Manny Faces, even though he was a shitty quality plasticky sort of toy, Manny Faces was a guy who had different face options if you turned the top of his head. And I always liked him. But I had them all, man. Yep. But I was a guy that liked to set them up and leave them there. Like I would set up a scene and leave the scene. I wasn't the guy that was trying to like battle and play with them. I would just set up a scene and leave it. And I didn't want anyone to touch it.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you my top 5.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You're going to love my number 1. I know it. But like you, I was more into the villains. So at number 5, I got Web Store. He was the spider guy. Remember him?
Dude, I totally do. Yeah.
He had like a jetpack with a hook, and then you could shoot the hook. And then,
dude, I totally have that.
Then I got Beastman at number 4. Classic. He was in that first wave. And,
you know what I don't like, though, looking back? Like the voice of Beastman in the cartoon. And he was sort of really submissive to Skeletor in the cartoon. The toy, you would think he was like a beast and you couldn't fuck with him. But in the cartoon, they sort of made him like a little bitch. But I did love the toy. Yeah.
Number 3, I got Modulok. Do you remember that one?
Modulok.
It came in a box, and it was like you could put all the pieces together, and you could make like 2 different guys out of it.
Modulok. Oh, you know what? Damn, I don't want to mess it up, but I bet you I had it.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe while you bit these out, I'll look it up on my computer here. Oh, shit. Modulok. I had Modulok, dude. I just looked him up. Modulok was dope as hell. I had him for sure.
Number 2, I got Trapjaw, which you mentioned. He was probably the best villain, all those parts. And he came with a glow-in-the-dark ring. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I probably lost this shit.
Yeah, him and Triclops came with a glow-in-the-dark ring with a skull on it. My number 1, though, you said nobody liked this guy. Why would someone want this figure? My favorite figure of all time, Prince Adam.
Prince Adam, dude?
Yeah, dude, serious? I love that colors. I love the color scheme, like that magenta jacket with the pink pants and the white like undershirt.
Yeah, bro. In the barrio, Prince Adam is a puto, bro. I don't know. He's kind of weak.
But I just loved having the option, like, when that figure came out, I was like, oh, this is like the Clark Kent figure.
I like the evil, like, blue He-Man guy better than Prince
Faker.
Adam. Yeah, Faker and the tornado, like the yellowish guy that spun around that looked like He-Man.
Oh, Cyclone.
Cyclone. Like, I like those guys. Prince Adam he was kind of lame, to be honest. But all right, hey, this is your top 5.
Yeah. So there you have it, man. My favorite action figures of all time, Masters of the Universe.
That's your number 1, bro. Your Prince Adam.
Yes.
Damn. Dude.
Yeah, I love that figure.
I never had an official Orko because I had a pencil. Remember, what do they used to call, like, pencil toppers or something? I don't know, like little things you put on your pencil.
Yeah.
I had a little Orko one that, like, would totally fit my Masters of the Universe collection better than the actual Orko, and I was totally cool with that.
Yeah, you know what I used until the figure came out? I think it was in the second or third wave.
But he wasn't, like, sized appropriate. He was like a big toy, kind of.
Yeah. I used to use a Jawa, like the coat from the Star Wars Jawa figure. Like, that was my Orko for a while.
What happened was, I love those toys, dude. I really do. And those are the only ones that I still have, but not all of them. I don't know, because my little brother ended up maybe taking a few, but I still have a lot of them.
Yeah.
I started mixing worlds a little bit because the Thundercat toys were so fucking cool at one point that I would have some of those too, but only like select few because they were so dope. And then I had, I don't know, like every once in a while, like your parents would buy you some shitty fucking Buck Rogers toys or some shit like that. And there was a few characters that were like kind of cool and I would infiltrate them. But yeah, the He-Man were by far the best. And you know what that means? We live in a world of nostalgia and people like familiarity more now than ever before. There will, mark my words, be a major comeback for He-Man because they created a whole world and a lot of great characters, man. Yeah. And they'll bring them back because people aren't as creative now. Or I don't know what it is, but they'll bring them back because it's easier.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I mean, do you know what's going on right now with that?
I mean, I always hear rumblings of some sort of comeback, but nothing official now.
Maybe it's this year or next year, but Kevin Smith is working on a new animated series, and it's going to be on Netflix, and it's got like an A-list cast doing the audio.
Oh, forget about it. Yeah, then it'll come back and it'll be awesome, you know?
Yeah, Mark Hamill is Skeletor.
Oh, you know what? I did know that. Yeah, because I was thinking he's the voice of Joker, and, he's, known for those sort of things. Yeah, I did know that.
Like Cersei is going to be Evelyn.
But I didn't know that was, like officially moving forward. And,
oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. That's really cool. Those toys, they made us. And I love talking about that stuff, man. Like I said, it feels more like yesterday to guys like me and you than it does to a lot of other people. And not that it's a disconnect by any means, but it makes us, honestly, a little more childlike and come across maybe a little more immature sometimes. Some people get it, some people don't. Other people are like, how the fuck do you remember that stuff? But it works to my advantage because I'm on the radio talking about it, so.